if you have a goal that creates a burning desire, the first chapter in Think and Grow Rich is burning desire. If you have a goal that creates a burning desire in you, and you know your why, and you have an idea of your purpose, this is what will keep the willpower activated. So if you can think of a burning desire is the flame, the fire, and then I always say the willpower is steam. So if you think of the steam moving the engine, right? So the burning desire will create the steam that moves the engine, and then the willpower will go on. People will continue because they have the right goal. Some people have goals that it doesn't light a fire in them, or even worse is they have somebody else's goal. They have their parents' goal. They're following what their parents told them to do. Programming from our culture, and then they'll quit because they don't have the right goal. You need to know your why. You need to have a burning desire, and a goal is not to get. A goal is to grow.
I love that.
Right? So we're here to grow and expand and create. I believe that's why we're here. And if the goal is not helping you express your uniqueness, like you're doing this is amazing. I love it. This is so unique. Your soul's expressing itself through your work, through your gifts and your talents. And we humans, we need to find that. And if we don't, then we will lack endurance.
I love that. Wow, we're gonna put that in quotes. The goal is not to get, but to grow.
The goal is to grow.
I love that. Oh
Yeah.
wow, that can be on a T-shirt for
Yeah.
sure. I I think that speaks volumes to me
Yes.
because when I started medicine and I'm in radiology, and it's a great field, and you know s- I would say fairly lucrative field when and it still is
Yes.
it, but I hit a wall where I said, what's going to keep me going here, and I had to dig deeper because it wasn't about just radiology. I
Mm.
had to find, like you said, I had to find that fire
Yeah.
to keep going. And for me, it was radiology was there, but it didn't create that fire. And
Yeah.
what I found for myself was that for me, teaching became the fire,
Yeah.
and that's when I went down that route. And I turned down a VP position. There was a group I was with, and I was a sort of a young partner, and they liked my people skills and everything like that. So I was like the youngest guy in the group, and they said, you know what, we want you to be the VP of the group because we think that
Yeah.
going forward you can lead this group.
Mhm.
And I was flattered. I was no, I was. It's always nice that people think highly of you, and they
Yeah.
see me in that aspect. And I went home. I told my wife. I said, "Look, they're going to make me the VP of the group." And that the excitement lasted 2 days. And then I said, "But is this really what I want to do? This lighting that fire, like you said?"
Yeah.
And I said, and I'm thinking, and I go, "No, it's not." Because I as a VP, I was going to be, hiring people, firing people. I was going to be dealing with all the hospital admin and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And I said that, for some people, maybe that juices them. For me, I just felt that I wasn't contributing. I wasn't creating the next generation of doctors. And I said, what I really want to do is teach. And so they made me VP. And 3 months later, I said, I'm going to take another job.
Wow.
And I said, I want to teach. And they're like, you're going to go to another group, start at the bottom and give up
Yeah.
all this.
Mhm.
I said, yes, because I said, I, I need, I need that fire. I need to be happy. Right.
Yeah.
And I would
Wow.
say, looking back now, it's probably one of the best decisions I've made because I wake up each day. I'm so excited to teach. And that
Mhm.
teaching gave me an idea that I can not only teach residents, but then I can teach people through these avenues. And here we are,
Yeah.
you know?
You're making a much greater impact because you followed your soul's hunches, intuitive nudges, and congratulations.
Right. And it's sometimes, as you said, it's not about what you get. It's about what
Yeah.
makes you grow,
Mhm.
and at that time it is a very tough decision.
I
It
bet.
is a very tough
Yeah.
decision when you have money on the line,
Yeah.
when you have a title on the line, and people just don't understand. They're like, "Wait, you're giving up this position,
Yeah.
to start over again?"
The
And so,
risk.
but I just knew. I said, just feels right. It just really feels right, and I
Yeah.
don't care if I don't make as much money. I don't care if I don't have that title, but I want to wake up each day, feel like I'm making a difference,
Yeah.
and if I don't wake up that way every day, then what's the point?
No
What's the
money's
point?
worth
What's
it.
the
That's it.
title? The title doesn't
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. The money
No,
doesn't matter at that point,
that's right. That's right.
And but thank you for sharing that. I love that quote.
That's so good. There's another quote that just came into my mind from memory, what you just shared. The paycheck is the drug sometimes that keeps us from our dreams.
Wow. Right. Right.
So,
Right.
in many cases, that could have been the drug, that kept you from your dreams as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I guess another way is not, are you making a living or making a life?
Yeah,
Right. And another way
exactly.
of saying that. But and again, a lot of these things, sometimes the quotes are cute, but when you're in that situation,
Mm.
when you have to pick that fork in the road,
Mhm.
it is a very hard decision.
It
It's an
is.
extremely hard
Yeah.
decision.
There's a process, we call it the terror barrier. You make a decision and then you hit this wall, and it's your comfort zone, this wall and the fear kicks in, and most people revert back. Like over 90% will revert back to where they're programmed, where they feel safe. It's unfamiliar, but you were one of the people, and so was I, who jumped through the wall.
Yes.
We said, "Listen, we'll get wings as we jump. We'll figure it out." Yeah,
And sometimes you don't know what's on the other side of that wall, right?
exactly.
But
Yeah.
but I did know that if I stayed on this side of the wall,
Mm.
that I was not going to be happy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it was just that, okay, whatever it is, let's just
Yeah.
get through this wall and figure out what's on the other side,
Yes. Exactly.